Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be creating a page celebrating a gratitude journal celebrating the artistic community that we all belong to. So this page, when I was thinking about community, particularly at the moment, I made this in early April when everything in the world was still a little bit crazy, but all the most fantastic artists, Dina Wakely and Di Reevely and James Luke Burke Creative, were all doing lots of lives and demos every day or every week to share their artistic talents with the world. And I was just so thankful, I am so thankful that we have so many generous artists in our community who are willing to share their art or their knowledge or their passion with us to make everything seem a little bit better in the world. So I chose 10 or 11 artists that currently are really inspiring me, or I see their names pop up on Instagram feed and I go and check it out because I love their artwork or I love the colours of them. So there are people that just make me happy and that I'm really thankful for because they make every day a little bit brighter by what comes over my feed, and I wanted to celebrate that. So the first little bit that you saw me do was I chose an image from each of the artists that I was choosing, which I'll go through a little bit later on, and chose one of the pictures that I liked the best from their artwork that I thought represented why I really enjoyed their artwork, or what it was that appealed to me about their artwork. And I printed it out, and then I used a Donna Downey stencil, which was an abstract stencil, just to draw around it so I could cut out around those figures. And I saved you me cutting them all out, so that was sort of pre-prepared. And then I decided I needed to put them into my journal. So I got started on this page, and I thought, well, if I'm doing a page about me being thankful, let's just do my favourite colours, my favourite techniques, inspired by my favourite artists, and just make this an homage to all of them and all the things that I really love about what all these artists have inspired me to do. So I'm using my favourite colours. So I started off in the back with some fuchsia, really watered down, and I then put this cheddar stars over the background, and then I'm going in with sky over the top, which I really love that colour combination. It really appeals to me. But one of the main reasons I chose it on this layout is, at the moment, one of the artists that, apart from Dina Wakely, who obviously inspires me sort of every day anyway, is Whisner Quinlan on Instagram. And I'll leave all the artists that I've chosen, their Instagram links in my description box below. So please go and check them out because they're all amazing. But her colour choice in her artwork is just phenomenal. And this is a colour combination she uses quite a lot. She has a really sketchy style to her artwork as well, a naive style. That sounds awful, but I don't mean it in that way. It looks very simple, but it's very accomplished in what she does. It's so hard to explain, and I'm getting it all wrong, but go and check out her artwork because it's just phenomenal, and it's just absolutely beautiful, and it looks so simple, but it's not. It really isn't. So she is just everything that she does. My jaw drops every time I see her artwork. I just absolutely adore it. So one of the things that I really bond with her over, apart from her colour choice, is she is also, I think, obsessed with this stencil because it pops up in a lot of her artwork as well. I think it's probably one of the reasons that I sort of really gravitate towards her art. And when I use this stencil, I tend to sort of try and overlap them and bend them in different directions. And when she used it, she actually used it quite straight, just like on this page. So I thought, well, I'm going to, you know, go Megan's way and have a go at doing that. So I put the stencil straight up, and I actually really liked how it ended up. So even though those are floating in the air, I'm just going to go in with the white paint pen and extend them down to the edge of the page, and it just gave that really cool little effect over the background. Now, for those people who have followed this channel before, you know I love sketching loosely around these this image anyway, but it's something that Megan does, and I tried to do it on this page, but I don't know how she does it, because it looks amazing, but I just cannot do it. I'm obviously not wired the same way. She goes back in and does some beautiful line work in the middle, and it looks really, really simple, as I said before, but it obviously isn't all that simple. She's just got an eye for how it all works. So yeah, once I've finished sort of doing these really scribbly outlines around the petals, I'll go back, or leaves, so I'll go back and put some lines within each of the leaves. So she goes in and sort of does 3 or 4 lines in each of the petals. Mine look very sketchy and not as deliberate as Megan's, but I was getting the effect as I went along. So this was just me using a lot of pen work and just having fun, sort of emulating some of my favourite styles that I see from some other people, and the things that inspire me about it, and things I'm really thankful for. So while I was doing all this stuff in the background, it gave me time, because this is a fairly mindless job doing stuff like that. It gave me an opportunity to think about what I was actually going to do. Originally I thought I was going to just paste all of these figures down on the page, but I actually thought, well, why not flip them, so then I can actually write underneath each of them why I really love their artwork and their style, and you know, make it more personal and make it interactive. So all I'm doing is using a little bit of washi, running it down the side, and then folding over each of the images as I go along. Now the funny thing to this is I've been talking lots and lots about Megan, and I actually forgot. I left her little image off to the side, so I had to work out how to put it down in the middle, because I ended up with 10 on each side. I actually only thought I'd printed out 10 images, and I ended up with 11, but it worked in the end. So I got this flow going across the page. So the only thing I'm kind of trying to do is to break up some of the colours as I go along, and sort of just mix them up a little bit. I love the fact that they are all multicoloured, and each of them really represents each of the artists that sort of I've chosen. So as I went through, I'm just going through and cutting off the excess down the bottom, because I did have some of them at different heights. It's very, very hard to cut in your journal when you've sort of glued everything down or stuck everything down, so I thought I'd do that now. And then I had to work out where I was going to put Megan. So unfortunately she goes through the middle bit, but it works. So just get your bone folder out to make sure it all folds and sits in place. So one thing I was really sure I wanted to do, or had to do for this page, was to make sure that each of the artists was named, because it's not my artwork. It's artwork that inspires me and helps me, you know, be creative, and I love everything they do, but the artwork that I'm putting onto this page is not my artwork. So it's really, really important that I acknowledge that and put that on the page. So the first image there is Dina Wakely. The second one is Chrissy Mannix, who's an Australian. The third is Courtney Earls, who is another Australian, who is a product, not designer, but basically on the design team for the Crafters Workshop. Lisa Oxley, who those people who follow my channel for a while know how much I love her work. The next one is Mixed Media Karen, who is a Tasmanian. I go to classes with her a lot at Bev's Crosscraft, and I think her artwork's amazing. It's fun working together. Then the wonderful Michelle Logan, who's also Australian, and Adele from Inky Quill, who is a scrapbooker journaler, but I just actually enjoy listening to her videos and her scrap streams, and I love the way she does her fonts. Then I've got Tracy Scott, who is an English designer, James Luke Burke Creative, and the final one is Diane Reevely. So I've just used some very, very old stickers from my scrapbooking stash. I think these are from Making Memory. I don't even think they exist anymore, and they're just a little like ransom letter set. They're all different shapes and sizes, but they looked really cool on the page. It kind of looked like the tape you used to do with the dial and the punch. I can't remember what it's called, but it just sort of gave a cool effect. So underneath each of the figures, I did some journaling about each of the artists, about what I loved about their style. So for Dina, it was just, I love all her products, I love her style, and I love her generosity. In the March and April, she's done daily demos, which have basically been hour-long classes sharing all her knowledge about all her products, about what she knows about creating art, and it's just been amazing. And it's just been such a stress relief being able to go into my studio in the evenings and watch her artwork. So if you want to go and see those videos, check out the Art of Dina Wakely blog. She's got all those videos there. With Chrissy and Courtney and Karen, they're just cool cats who on Instagram have the amazing artwork. Great. Chrissy does videos. I love watching those. So does Karen. But their artwork is so bright and fresh and happy, and they just create what they want to create, which I love. It's not forced or contrived. It's just what they want to use with products that they love, and that just really appeals to me. I'm just trying to think. Lisa, with her amazing white space, her amazing rainbow colours. I just want to be Lisa when I grow up. Her artwork's beautiful, and every time I see her stuff, it just inspires me. She's the one who got me started on the 100-day project and her beautiful hyperlapse videos, and it just always encouraged me. Every time I see her artwork, it always makes me smile. It makes me happy. With Megan, I explained before why I love her artwork. It's just stunning, and please go and check her stuff out. Her cutout work and her journals is just to die for. Michelle Logan, I work with on the Scrap FX design team. I'm very, very lucky to do that. And her, again, she's just so precise with what she does, and her line work that she adds to her work is just stunning. Tracy, I was lucky enough to do classes with last year. She's a very, very talented designer for Paper Artsy, and she does the most beautiful work. And again, I suppose a big thing with all of these people is they use a lot of colour, which is something that I love. There's not very many browns between any of them. Inky Quill, while she's mostly a scrapbooker, does some really cool stuff as well. So, but the thing I really admire about her is her handwriting, her ability just to write the most beautiful quotes and fonts, which is why I chose that for her page. James Luke Burke Creative is the one who sort of inspired me to try drawing and drawing faces and taught me so much. And again, I just love listening to his videos. I may not watch them or copy them or have a go at them, but I just love the conversation he has in them. It just keeps me company while I'm doing my artwork. And finally, Di Reevely, which again, with all her collage stuff, her and Tisha Moore has been a huge inspiration for me, and I know she's been an inspiration for Di Reevely, and with her products and stuff as well. So they're just all people that I love looking at their work. I really enjoy it, and it makes me happy, and it makes me grateful for the artistic community that we live in. And to be honest, I could have added about another 20 people to this list. So please don't feel upset if you've been missed out, because believe me, you are well and truly thought of. I can't even get the words out. I'm very appreciative for all your hard work and the fact that you share your artwork. And we are so lucky that we have the opportunity to share artwork with each other and to share videos with each other and to have those communications. It's something that a few years ago we didn't really have, and particularly in this time of lockdown and social isolation, it has been such a huge thing that we've got this artistic community that we can call on for support, to know that we're all in the same boat, but we're still creating. It's been just a huge thing. So thank you to everyone who does that. It's really appreciated. So here is a close-up of the final pages. I did take a picture of the background before I glued everything down. It's not something I usually do, but I thought it was good because you can't really see it in the background. Here's a close-up of all the beautiful images of artwork from the people who inspire me. And then how it works as a flip, so you can sort of see that you can do your journaling in the background. Now, someone, when I shared this on Instagram, sort of said, "Oh, this is great, I can do it for my friends and make a little mini book and tell them how important they are to me." And I just thought that's such a fabulous idea, that you could take this and adapt it to anything. It could be used on a scrapbook page. You could put some hidden journaling about something underneath too. So the technique itself is really simple, but it could be used for so many things. So thank you all so much for inspiring me, and I'm so grateful for you all. And please check out these amazing artists in the description box below. Until next time, bye for now.